Hello, everybody. I'm gonna play a short clip. I want you guys to tell me if you remember this or not. Alright, here it goes.
EA Sports, it's in the game.
Alright, well, that was it. If any of you, I'm sure a lot of you were or remember this slogan by EA. EA Sports, it's in the game. That was their slogan for a while, for a long time actually. I believe from the early 2000s to, according to what I researched, 2016 or whatever it was. Here's what Wikipedia says about it, what the reason for the slogan was. So, for several years after the brand was created, all EA Sports games began with a stylized 5-second video introducing the brand, with Andrew Anthony voicing its motto, "It's in the game," meaning that it's games aimed at simulating the actual sports as authentically and completely as possible. Okay, let me read that for you again. Meaning that it's games aimed at simulating the actual sports as authentically and completely as possible. But we don't have that slogan anymore. We do not have this slogan anymore. EA doesn't use the slogan anymore. If I'm wrong, please, someone correct me. I haven't seen this slogan by EA in a long time. I think the last time I saw it was mid 2000s, which, if my research is correct, yeah, my research agrees with me. I have not seen this slogan in a while from EA, and it was only used for their sports games. So I just want to make that clear, Okay. Yeah, it's not around anymore. Why do you think that is? Why do you think, they don't use that slogan anymore? I mean, think about it. I mean, businesses don't just make decisions on a whim. They think about their decisions before they make them. They make very calculated decisions. At least, most businesses, I would think. There's a reason they don't use that slogan anymore. One of the reasons is, I think, in my opinion anyway, they don't believe that that's what they're selling us anymore. They don't believe they're selling us simulation video gaming, and that's why they don't use that slogan anymore. Some of us can even argue, including myself. I would even argue, even when they were using the slogan, a lot of their sports games weren't simulation. For me, Madden really was never a simulation game. I think the only EA Sports game I can look at and say it was simulation based was like the Tiger Woods golf games. I didn't play all EA Sports games, but that's one I can remember, off the top of my head, being sort of simulation. Madden for me wasn't really simulation. It was a very easy game to pick up and play. It wasn't the easiest game, as far as being challenging, as far as its level of difficulty. I mean, it wasn't. Anyone can't just pick it up, because it is football after all. Football requires a lot of strategy. You got to be able to read defenses. If you're playing, let's say you snap the ball and you're the quarterback, you got to be able to read the defense. It's football is, even as a video game, football is not the easiest sport to play, unless you have it, difficulty setting on really easy or something like that. And so, but yeah, for me, Madden was never a simulation. That's just my opinion, though. I'm sure some of you guys might agree, and that's okay. But yeah, EA Sports, it's in the game. This slogan is no longer used by EA. This slogan meaning or its purpose meaning to depict that their sports games were meant to simulate the real thing. Okay? The purpose of that slogan was to depict that their sports games were to simulate, or were supposed or aimed at simulating the actual thing in which you are playing on your TV screen. Alright? I want you to think about that for a second. And they no longer use the slogan. It's a perfectly good slogan. It's a really good slogan, actually. You think about it. But EA no longer believed in what they were telling us with that slogan, and so they stopped using it, at least in my opinion. You see, EA, they make very calculated moves, okay? They make very calculated moves. They may not be an ethical company, but being unethical doesn't mean you're dumb, they're very smart about the moves they make. They don't use that slogan anymore, yet they still market Madden as being simulation. If you guys remember, when 2K Sports came out and announced, they had signed a deal with the NFL to make a new football game. I'm talking about recently. I'm not talking about, in the past or anything. I'm talking about recently when 2K Sports announced they'll be coming out with a new football game, the non-simulation football game. What did EA do? Does anyone remember? What did EA do? I mean, like, right after 2K Sports came out and announced they would be coming out with a new football game. What did EA do? Let me remind you. EA came out and announced, okay? And remember, this was before the upcoming, meeting they had with the NFL to renew the exclusive deal. Okay, what did EA do? Right after 2K Sports announced they would be coming out with a new game, EA came out and announced that they're still the only brand that can offer you simulation-based football video games. That's what they did. That's what they did. If you guys, are awake, okay, and not asleep, you'll see oftentimes 2K will come out and announce something, and EA Sports will come out with a rebuttal right after, a response right after. Why? EA Sports fears 2K. And I mean, they fear 2K. All right, EA Sports is afraid of 2K. They are very afraid of 2K. And it all starts back in 2004. Okay? EA Sports is very afraid of 2K. Because one represents them being EA, they represent greed and everything that is wrong about treating your consumers. And the other companies, I believe, in my opinion, the opposite. If you want to agree with me or not. Not the exact opposite, but 2K, in my opinion, they're not as greedy as EA. And they try and listen to their consumers. They have quality products. EA doesn't listen to their consumers for the most part. They do not have quality products as far as sports games are concerned, or at least in this case, when I'm talking about football video gaming is concerned. And they are very greedy indeed. Yes, they are. Okay? So here you have two opposites. And this is why the two companies are always warring. And I wouldn't say 2K's ever really been kind of competing or actively competing with EA like EA has been actively competing with 2K, because 2K doesn't come out and offer responses to things EA does. I haven't seen that ever. It's EA who's always going out of their way to respond to 2K, whether or not 2K has said anything directly to EA. You see what I mean here? One company fears the other. EA fears 2K, whether or not you want to admit to that or not. I know a lot of you EA fanboys out here who will look at this video and start, scoffing at me, and that's fine. The truth hurts, I know. The truth hurts. On this channel, I'm here to bring you the truth. I want to bring out the truth. Okay? I'm tired of this crap. Tired of this crap. Sure, a lot of us are. Monopolies are never a good thing. Greed is never a good thing. You can fear something, but not take it to the extreme, you know? Try to understand your fear and work on conquering that fear, but not in an evil way. You can always conquer your fear. In this case, EA could have conquered their fear. How? Simply by going back, you know, to the drawing board and making a better product. But what did they do? They took the competition out of business through the means of money. Okay? EA Sports, the company EA, they represent everything I don't like about corporate America. They are everything that's wrong with corporate America. Okay? A slogan which they once used and they no longer use. There's a reason why they stopped using that slogan. I want you guys to tell me what you think, you know, about this video and what I said in the video. Please, let's discuss in the comments. As I've said in my previous videos, please click that thumbs up if you enjoyed the content in this video. It will help my channel grow a lot. I'm a new channel. I'm trying to grow. Subscribe to my channel if you enjoy my content, please. It'll help also. And you can click on the bell notification so you can be one of the first people to see my videos, or if you don't want to miss my videos. That'll also help a lot, because the more videos you guys watch, you know, the more awareness spreads about my videos. I appreciate you guys for tuning in, and I hope to be back shortly with another one. Thank you. Take care.